Some see cancel culture as justice, others as censorship. What if the truth lies somewhere in between? Take the Me Too movement, for example. When powerful figures like Harvey Weinstein are exposed, public accountability filled a gap where legal systems had failed. That wasn't censorship, it was long overdue justice. Social pressure helped amplify voices that were ignored for decades. But then compare that to cases where someone loses their job over a single tweet from years ago, sometimes without context or a chance to explain. That starts to feel a lot less like accountability and more like punishment without due process. Like when director James Gunn was temporarily fired after old offensive jokes resurfaced. Disney reacted quickly to public outrage, but later reinstated him after people acknowledged growth and change. That reversal showed how Rust cancellations can overlook nuance, and nuance matters because people aren't static. Society says it wants growth, but cancel culture can send the message that past societal faux pas, which weren't considered taboo at the time that they were made, permanently define you, even if you've apologized or evolved. At the same time, critics of cancel culture often ignore power dynamics. When everyday people are quote unquote canceled, the consequences can be devastating. But when celebrities claim cancellation, many still have platforms, money, and influence. Being criticized isn't the same as being silenced. Sometimes, what's called cancel culture is actually marginalized groups finally being heard. So maybe the issue isn't cancel culture itself, but how it's applied. Online outrage tends to be immediate and unforgiving. There's rarely space for dialogue, repair, or proportional response, and in that sense, cancel culture becomes a mirror. It reflects our collective frustration with injustice, but also our impatience and tendency toward extremes. Which brings us back to that middle ground, having uncomfortable conversations without the need to be defensive or offensive, creating a community of critical thinkers with open minds and common sense. Maybe the real question isn't whether cancel culture is good or bad, but whether we're willing to replace the outrage with dialogue and a willingness to have an open mind with empathy and respectful conversations. Join Crossfire Conversations live on January 9th, 2026 for this episode.